Do 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 do. Ding 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 ding. Ding. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I apologize I couldn't do tubular bells as best as I could. I humbly apologize for that. Welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. This is a special review. And of course, you know, my name is Doyle, better known as the Big D to y'all. So this is a special review. Now, just yesterday, we lost actor Max Von Sydow, who was best known for doing lots of movies and TV shows. Now, of course, he had done lots of movies, so I'm doing this in memoriam to him. Yes, because he died yesterday at the age of 90. Now, of course, he was best known for his roles in movies such as The Greatest Story Ever Told, Minority Report, Shutter Island, Star Wars The Force Awakens. Let's see, what else was he in? I know he was in tons of movies. Let's see here. Of course, Flash Gordon, which I'll be reviewing that later on this year. He was in the original Conan the Barbarian, Never Say Never Again, and Dune. What can I say? There's so many he did. But, however, I'm not reviewing any of those. No, the film I'm going to review that it was in is none other than the greatest supernatural scary movie of all time. Here it is. I bring to you The Exorcist from 1973, released by Warner Brothers, directed by William Friedkin, and ran for the screen by William Peter Blatty, based on his novel, the same name, that came out a couple years before this. The film stars Ellen Burstyn, along with the late Max Von Sydow, Lee J. Cobb, Kitty Wynn, Jack McGowan in his final film role, Jason Miller, and Linda Blair as Reagan, a young girl who gets possessed by a demonic spirit. Now, I just finished rewatching this. Now, what I've got here is the special extended director's cut, which I'm glad to have. I did have this on video, but now, of course, I recently got this back, and I'm going to say that I really have enjoyed reliving this. I rewatched it just now, so I'm going to go ahead and get into the review of this. Now, I mean, it received mixed critical reviews, but however, it still became a big success, though, over the next few years, and it became one of the highest grossing R-rated flick for a long time, for 18 long years, until it was banned by Terminator 2 Judgment Day. But enough about that. Now, we start out with, well, a veteran Catholic priest named Lancaster Marin. That would be, that would be Max Von Sydow's character. Well, he he had performed an exorcism in the 1950s, and he's on an archaeological dig in the ancient city of Hatra in Iraq. There he finds an amulet that resembles, let's see, Pazuzu, a demon of ancient origins with whose history Marin is familiar. Now in Georgetown, Chris McNeil, that's Ellen Burstyn's character. Well, we see her in Georgetown. She's living in a location with her 12-year-old daughter, Reagan. Now, she's starting a film about student activism, directed by her friend and associate Burke Dennings. Now, after playing with a Ouija board and contacting a supposedly imaginary friend whom she calls Captain Howdy, Reagan begins acting strangely, making mysterious noises, especially stealing, constantly using obscene language, and exhibiting abnormal strength than you can ever imagine. So Chris hosts a party during which Reagan comes downstairs unannounced, tells one of the guests which is an answer, and says that he will die up there and urinates on the floor. That's creepy, huh, folks? Well, later, Reagan's bed begins to shake violently, further adding to her mother's horror. Chris consults a number of physicians, but Dr. Klein and his associates find nothing physiologically wrong with her daughter, despite Reagan undergoing a battery of diagnostic tests. So one night when Chris is out, Burke is babysitting a heavily sedated Reagan. Chris returns to hear that he has died falling out of the window. Although this is assumed to have been an accident given Burke's history of heavy drinking. His death is investigated by William Kinderman, a lieutenant. He interviews Chris and also consults psychiatrist Father Damien Karras, recently shaken after the death of his frail mother. Okay, now if I'm not mistaken, let's see. Yeah, that's Jason Miller, Father Karras. Okay. So the doctor's thinking that Reagan's aberrations are mostly psychological in origin, recommend an exorcism be performed, reasoning that believing oneself to be possessed can sometimes be cured by believing that exorcism works as well. Now, Chris arranges a meeting with Karras after Reagan speaks backward in different voices and exhibits scars in the form of the words "help me" on her stomach, which really, that's creepy too. But it didn't spook me at all. Karras is convinced that Reagan is possessed, believing her soul is in danger. He decides to perform an exorcism. The experienced Mary is selected for performing the actual exorcism, with Karras assisting. Yeah, now this film really starts out good and all, but it does get creepy and freaky and all once Reagan is possessed and what have you. Now, then, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to stop the vid and fast forward to the time mentioned in the description box to avoid the ending if you've not seen the movie. Here we go with your 5-second advisory. Okay, if you go on without watching the movie, you were warned. Shame, shame, shame. Okay, now, the ending goes out with both priests witnessing Reagan perform a series of bizarre, vulgar acts. Now, even before this exorcism starts, Reagan does all sorts of things, puking out green slimes. Well, running like crazy. I don't know, kind of like a hermit crab or something like that, and even masturbating with an actual crucifix. That's way freaky. You know what I mean, folks? Okay, now where was I? Oh, yes. Now they attempt to exorcise the demon, but the stubborn entity, by then claiming to be the devil himself, toys with them, especially Karis. He shows weakness and is dismissed by Mary, who attempts the exorcism alone. Karis enters the room later and discovers Marin has died of a heart attack. After failing to revive Marin, the enraged Karis confronts the mocking, laughing spirit and wrestles Reagan's body to the ground. At his invitation, it leaves Reagan's body and possesses his. In a moment of self-sacrifice, he throws himself out of the window before he can be compelled to harm Reagan, thus killing himself instantly. So, Father Dyer, an old friend of Karis, happens upon the scene and administers the last rites to his friend. And Reagan's back to normal. In the end, a few days later, Reagan's now back to her normal self and prepares to leave for LA with her mother. Although she has no apparent recollection of her possessions, she is moved by the sight of Dyer's clerical collar to kiss him on the cheek, which that is a big surprise. So Kinderman, who narrowly misses their departure, befriends Father Dyer as he investigates Karis' death, and that's the end. We get to hear some real intense music before we once again hear the sound of tubular bells. The music done by Jack Nitsch, it's pretty good actually. Now, of course, I have to say that all this was pretty good and all, but like I said, it was the music that was really good. Most notably, the tune known as Tubular Bells. Yes, which I humbly do apologize. Oh wait, now I say that little walk scene. It was more of a spider walk, not hermit crab. So my mistake. Well, it was sort of like that. But anyway, yes. Anyway, Mike Oldfeld's Tubular Bells was really popular after the film's release, although he was not impressed with the way his work was used though. But I still think that was a good tune and all. But anyway, I really did think that The Exorcist, while to this day it does not creep me, well, it does not scare me. It is creepy and all that jazz, but nonetheless, I like it for certain reasons. I mean, the story's good, the characters and cast are great. I especially did enjoy the performances from Ellen Burstyn, Jason Miller, Max Von Sydow, Lee J. Cobb, who played Lieutenant Kinderman, Kitty Wynn, who plays Sharon Spencer, Jack McGowan as Burke Dennings, and Father William O'Malley, who plays Father Dyer. But the real big star was young Linda Blair as Reagan. I must admit, she was amazing in this, even when the character was possessed. Anyway, The Exorcist went on to become a big success at a run of 2 hours now, and let's see now. Oh yes. Now in 2004, Warner actually did release, well, an extended director's cut, which was actually released theatrically in 2000. And then in 2010, it was re-released, and this is the version I have. It was now under the title The Exorcist Extended Director's Cut, which, of course, had, let's see, about 11 more minutes. It's 132 minutes, so that's 11 more minutes than the original version. Now then, the question is, would I recommend The Exorcist? Let me put it to you this way. Hell yeah. This is a movie you need to see. This is a movie you must own if you're a horror fanatic, if you like old school horror flicks, you need The Exorcist. Trust me. I know I'm Christian and all, but I'm saying that I'm glad to have gotten to relive this movie after all these years. Now, again, I'm really sorry to hear about Max Von Sydow. He will be missed since he died at the age of 90 yesterday. That's a pretty big age. But anyway, he will be gratefully missed. So rest in peace. So anyway, I feel so again, The Exorcist is definitely worth looking into. So, what did you think of this movie? But, oh yeah, before I do, this would go on to have 2 sequels and a prequel. Well, actually, 2 different versions. I've only seen the actual one, Exorcist the Beginning. I never saw the main, though, but I've heard that's more terrible than that one is. I have seen the second one, and I think I recall seeing the third, but I may be wrong. But I am going to rewatch the third one, though. It is on Tubi, so I'll watch that. Since I do recall the second one was nowhere as good as that. Or the third one. So anyway, what are your thoughts on The Exorcist? Please feel free to tell me in the comments section. Like and subscribe to my channel as well. And be a part of the Big D Nation. Thanks again for watching. Now, if you liked what you saw, you can check out some of these other demonically themed flicks. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of an actual true story movie about demonic spirits, and that being the original Amityville Horror from 1979. In the upper right-hand corner is my review of The Omen that I did earlier this year, which came out 3 years later after this. Of course, about the son of the devil. And the bottom left-hand corner, if you really want to see a chick really gone bad, see my review of the original Carrie. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe for more fun with more the Big D. Thank you again for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.